Hi, and welcome back to Lisa Unplugged. I'm Lisa. So, if you've watched my last podcast, I'm passionate about many things. I'm also quite nosy, and when I say nosy, I actually mean really nosy. So, conspiracy theories fascinate me. Don't always believe in them, but they fascinate me all the same. So, after a bit of contemplation and a bit of research, I guess, I've come up with some different conspiracy theories that I've found along the way. I don't agree with all of them. I agree with some, but not all. I potentially won't tell you what I agree with and what I don't, because I don't want to turn somebody's mind to actually agree or disagree. So, let's see where we go from this. So, we're going to talk about 9/11 first. Quite a touchy subject. I still remember to this day where I was when I saw the planes at the Twin Tower. It broke my heart. My heart goes out to every single person that was involved, the trauma that's left behind, those that died. It breaks my heart, it really does. So, conspiracy theory number one. Now, United Airlines share prices went up by 100 times higher than normal, meaning the share price was 12-1 instead of 1-1. And this was highly suspicious. Now, authorities did investigate this, and they found that the traders didn't have any links to Al-Qaeda, but this was a big red flag for a lot of conspiracy theorists, or theorists as they're called, not conspiracy theorists. They still maintained that the fact that the share price on the airline that actually crashed into one of the trade centres had gone up twofold, I guess. Now, they believe that this may have been an insider's job, and the insider knew that this attack was coming, so they banged a load of money onto United Airlines, and then after the event sold the shares off for a lot more money. It was an abnormal amount of money that was put onto this. Now, the papers concluded that there was evidence of unusual market activity on the days leading up to September 11th, and that consisted with investors trading on an advanced knowledge of the attack. Now, that was posted by Alan Portsam, the Journal of Business. There was a name for it where basically the inside traders know advanced knowledge, and they bang money onto different things, and then when everything goes Pete Tong, they sell all the shares for more money than what they were actually worth. This got a lot of theorists quite annoyed, because they were absolutely adamant that somebody knew the attacks were coming, and the stock, basically they used the money on the stock market to become wealthy, I guess. I'm not sure about that one. I don't really understand the stock market, I don't understand share prices, so that's kind of out the window for me. Now, I'm an NCIS fan. I have been for a long time, probably will be forever. And the only time I've heard of this agency is because of NCIS. Now, apparently Mossad was behind the attack. Variations of this theory have circulated since the 2000s, 2001, give or take. And basically they said Mossad is Israeli intelligence agency behind the 9/11 attacks. Now, the most common proof cited is a false claim that 5 Israel Mossad agents were arrested on 9/11 by police who observed them filming and celebrating the attack. This is where the narrative dancing Israel came from, and it's a reoccurring element within conspiracy theories. I'm not sure. Again, I wasn't there. There's no way I can say for sure whether this was actually true. But this is one that kind of okay, doesn't really mean anything to me. Okay. The next one is the Air Force stand-down theory. Now, it's a common claim against theory among theorists that the North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORD, issued a stand-down order and basically held off scrambling fighter jets to let the hijacked planes reach the targets. Okay, so according to this theory, NORAD had the capability of locating and intercepting the planes of 9/11, and its failure to do indicated that a government conspiracy was allowed this attack. Now, Mark Ellis, a conspiracy theorist, I'm not sure who the gentleman is, there's only one explanation for this: our Air Force was ordered to stand down on 9/11. I'm not sure. Again, we never really know what's happening behind the scenes. Unless you're high up in government, you've got no chance of knowing what's going on. I believe there's more to 9/11 than what we really see, but that's just my personal opinion. I'm not going to go into that because I don't want haters for a start. Everybody has their own theories and their own thoughts on this, and I have my own, obviously. Now this conspiracy theory is the best one I've ever heard. No plane theory. Now, the no plane theory promoted via the internet videos claiming that... So this is one of the wildest conspiracy theories I've ever heard. And one I'm pretty sure isn't true, but is... Okay. So, this is called the no plane theory. And basically, somebody called David Schuyler says the only explanation is that there were missiles surrounded by holograms made to look like planes. He said which would be well beyond the capabilities of this hologramic technology at that time. Now watch the footage frame by frame and you'll see a cigar-shaped missile hitting the World Trade Center. Most no planes are data including CGI of passenger plane overlaid on the wing, cruised missile, or military aircraft, or computer-generated images of passenger plane were inserted into the video footage. Now, I watched videos from 9/11 pretty much when they went live out in the UK, and you know yourself, if you're old enough to know about terrorist attacks and big things that happen, the news reports go around the world instantly. Or at least as soon as they possibly can. And I remember a news crew talking to a fireman, and as they were talking they had a plane go overhead and they managed to get the camera up and to the World Trade Centers in time to watch the impact. I don't think this conspiracy theory is true in any way, shape or form. I think the technology that we had at that time wasn't enough to make holograms. I think it's a wild claim. It's something completely different, something I've never heard of before. And when I was reading it, I was like, really? Okay, let's just not go down that path. So the next one is invasions. Now, conspiracy theorists have questioned whether the oil factor in 9/11 provided the United States and the United Kingdom with a reason to launch the war that they wanted for some time. Now, we obviously know there's always been a war over oil and supply, and at the moment we're having the same issue with Russia and the Ukraine. I can't see it, but then I'm not in that game. I'm not in that world of understanding how we deal with oil and how we sell it and how we import it and how we buy it and everything else that goes with it. Do I think that it was the reason? No, I don't think I do. I'm not sure though. This one is world governments. So basically they're saying that the US deep state is responsible for the attacks. Now, online clips from a series of films like Loose Change have reinforced many of the falsehoods circulating on the internet. Some claim that the US government staged the attacks and knew of them in advance and allowing them. Yeah, we've heard that before. It's a bit of a sketchy one, that. Now, this one really got me, and I had to look at the video footage. I don't really understand what... I'll explain what World Trade Center 7 was, but... Anyway, the collapse of the 7 World Trade Center was announced live on a report by BBC News correspondent Jane Stanley, while it was still visible behind her. Now, according to conspiracy theorists, this was evidence that major media organisations were part of the inside plot. I don't know what Building 7 looked like, World Trade Center 7 looked like, so this was something I couldn't really speculate on. I say yes, it was still there. News agencies have mistakenly reported the collapse of a building, which was also picked up by CNN before the live report. Sorry, I accidentally hit my laptop. Now, this goes around the internet on the anniversary of 9/11. It has done for a long while. I can't say for sure whether Building 7 was stood, because I don't live in New York. I have never been to New York. I would love to go to New York. I wouldn't know what 7 World Trade Center was if it pretty much jumped out and said, "Hello, I'm me." But there's a lot of conspiracy theorists out there that actually say it's still standing. They're going to know if they're from New York. I wouldn't have a clue. Now, some online conspiracy theorists suggest the US missiles were fired at the Pentagon as part of the government plot. The hole left in the building was too small to be caused by a passenger plane. Now, members of the American Society of Civil Engineering told Popular Mechanics magazine the size and shape of the hole was due to one wing of the Boeing 757 hitting the ground and the other being severed on impact. I've watched the camera footage from the Pentagon, and it's like a time lapse. That's the only way of describing it to you. I don't see a plane, but then I wasn't there, so I can't categorically say a plane did or did not hit the Pentagon. Now, the next one is the Twin Towers were brought down by explosives and not planes. Now, I've heard this, and I have watched documentary on documentary on documentary on this particular subject. People are saying that it was a controlled demolition that brought the Twin Towers down. I'm not sure about this. I hope to God it was, forgive me for this, I hope it was terrorists that did it and it wasn't a controlled demolition. Those people that died, the people that perished, the families that are left behind, it absolutely breaks my heart. So if somebody did control the demolition of this building, I'm sorry, but they're out of order. Bang out of order. And that's being really polite. It absolutely breaks my heart to know that these people died, and it breaks my heart to know that the families were left behind. Now this one is a different one again. Very similar to the one before about the missiles, but this was it was an unmanned drone that was carrying a missile that hit the side of the Pentagon. A lot of conspiracy theories are saying, how can a 125-foot plane cause a 16-foot wide hole? Yeah, it's like a round peg in a square hole. I understand that. Again, the Pentagon situation. I didn't see a plane on the footage, but like I said, it was a time lapse, so it was like dot, dot, dot type of thing, where you don't see, it's not a running thing like this is right now. It's like pause, carry on, pause, and that's what time lapse is. Conspiracy theories will forever circulate the internet, no matter what we say, no matter what we do, and everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Some are better than others. Holograms. No, we're still struggling with that technology now. Never mind. Back then, it still shocks me to the core that it was so long ago. and it's taught in schools as history now. And it fascinates me. It fascinates me that time doesn't stand still. It's a strange concept in my head. But time... I can't believe that 9/11 is being taught in history as history in schools. I had a conversation with my 11-year-old nephew recently about it. And he was saying, oh, you were being taught in school about it. What? I remember history lessons. The ancient Egyptians, the Romans, the Greeks, the gods, the Tudors. Not recent. To me, it's still recent. But actually, it's not. And that's what surprises me every time. Anyway, I have another conspiracy theory video that will go out potentially next month. It might not be back a month after, and that's the JFK assassination, which I am really passionate about. I'm very drawn towards the JFK assassination. I'm not sure why. If I could get on a plane tomorrow, I'd be in Dallas, Texas, just to walk around and have a look at the grassy knoll and the school book depository. Depository. I never get that word right. And I would love to just go and be where it happened. But I have listened, researched, read, talked about lots of conspiracy theories around the JFK assassination. So that is going to be another video in its own right. I was planning on putting it with this one, but I'm not going to do that. So that's me done for today. I'm Lisa Unplugged. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.